Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. Somebody sent me this and they'd like to draw it in Corel Draw. It's a little bit of an, skewed at an angle. We could possibly rotate a little bit, get it perfect. We could actually bring in an indexing line and kind of put this indexing line in the center of that. Not that big a deal because he's going to draw it, or I'm going to draw it a different way, but then get your rotation and just rotate it till that top part is in the center. Now, what I would do is I'm going to crop everything out. So I'm going to go and I'm going to get right on the edge of all four little peaks. And I'm pretty close. This is really, it's hard to move sometimes just so ever so minutely. But if we do this, if we go to object and convert it to a curve, we get nodes, and we can grab our shape tool and we can lower our number like to 0.01. I'm just trying to crop out as much of the detail as I can. You see, I'm just barely moving those two nodes closer to the angle. Then I'll grab these two nodes. And then I'm going to check the top. So I'm pretty close. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, let's do this. Let's intersect this. And that gave us this shield. And I didn't mean to move it. I want to nudge it. So I'm going to set my nudge factor on like 20 inches. And I'm going to nudge this out of the way, nudge that out of the way. Now we know it's 18.5 by 31.5. So just for a second, I'm going to group those together. I'm going to unlock my ratio and I'm going to go 18.5 by 31.5. And there is our exact size of our shield. Now I can ungroup this now. And I can take my shield and put it right in the center. I'm going to hit P, put it in the center of the page. Now, I'm going to try to, tracing probably won't work, but I'm going to try it. Even at that size, it's really big. I'm going to go to Trace Bitmap, Outline Trace, Clip Art. Don't really have to do this, but I'd be curious to see how it does trace and if it shows those lines. I seriously doubt it will. And because it's big, it's taken a long time. But just bear with me in a second. Because, yeah. Well, you know what? It kind of did. Let's just say okay. Nah, it isn't going to be worth it. So, this isn't a straight angle. So, I'm going to hit P to make sure it's still in the center of the page. And I'm going to take a 3-point curve line. And I'm going to go right from the midpoint down to there. And you can see it's got a little bit of a curve. So I'm going to try to match that curve. And then I'm going to go here. And I'm not going to go the entire way. That's a mistake a lot of people make, is trying to make it go the whole distance. We'll move that node over. And you know what? Let's change our nudge factor back to 0.01. Grab that node with the shape tool. I'm not worried about the curve right now. I want that right on that edge. And then grab the 3-point curve line again and get on that node and go right to there. Now this thing has a little bit of a blunt, but I really think it's because of the fact that it's, well, if you need that bluntness, we can draw that in. So I'm pretty close. If I was going to do this for myself, and one, nobody's going to know any difference. I'm going to just move this over a little bit. And I think we're good to go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my nudge factor back to like 20 inches, and I'm going to move our drawing out of the way. I'm going to take this shape. I'm actually going to Control D and make a duplicate while holding down the control button, get the two-sided arrow and move it over. Now we're not all the way to the top. So to make it perfect, I'm going to take my shape tool and I'm going to bring this over a little bit. And then I'm going to delete this. I'm going to look at the bottom first. I think we're crossed on the bottom. Yep, we're good on the bottom. So just delete that right side and then Control D and hold down the control button. And if it, as always, what I want to do in case it leaks, I'm going to put a rectangle around it, get my Smart Fill tool, and see I've got a little bit of a leak. Something still not touching. Well, that looks like it's touching. Sometimes it's hard to tell. Let's go down to the bottom. Yeah, see I'm off a little bit there. And for that minute little thing, I'm just going to go, you know what, I'm still going to go like right there. Kind of split the difference, get rid of this side again. I'm trying to make it as symmetrical as possible. Grab this again, Control D while holding down the control button. The control button is going to mirror it perfectly. Let's draw a rectangle again. It shouldn't leak this time. Ha, still leaks. That's a little disappointing. I don't think I did anything to the top. Oh, for this little bit, I'm just going to move it. Well, you know what we can do? Let's do this. This will be good. Let's zoom in here. Let's grab that one, hold down the shift key and grab that one, and then select them both. Go up to Windows, Dockers, and Join Curve. I've got mine set, I'm going to set it on like 0.2, and it joined that curve. Now, it might not be the prettiest thing in the world. Yeah, it is. Now, for sure, we don't have a leak this time, hopefully. And there's that shape. And then I would just double check my measurements. See, we're a little bit off, but still with my ratio locked, I can make it 18.5 by 31.5. And that's because we moved some stuff. And then if he's going to cut that out, left click, right click, and you've got a hairline to cut it out. And because it was smart filled, it's all one piece. And I would be willing to bet it's dead on. Anyway, that's what I would do. Hope that helped. Thank you for watching.